Hello friends, how are we doing? With oldest friend, Karl. Today, we've got our trio, our TR10s. These are brushed models. Karl showing off the bodywork. And we're going to go from brushed to brushless. We've been watching Phil from Tom Lee RC, and he did a conversion going from brush to brushless. He made it look easy, but obviously he's a bit more, he's the expert, isn't he? A bit more experienced than we are. This is going to be our first time doing it, so we're going to give it a go and see how we get on. Let's do it.
Let's do it!
Alright, first things first, got first screw out. Let's go with the others. Now that is to... Is that... Sorry. Let's do it.
Let's do it!
Right, so I've got them two out. Have you got those two out?
Yeah, I've got these out from here. Long one that goes in there, two short ones from there. But
You know what we've forgotten to do?
we've forgotten to
Take a photograph.
take a photograph. Right, okay, so let's just take a photograph of what this looks like now.
Right. Next step.
Next step, keep taking stuff out. Oh, the servo's attached.
Hey?
Might have unnecessarily undone what looks to be the servo there. I think the ESC is just screwed in to the servo, so I might have to put those screws.
Underneath it all, there's the receiver, so we need to get that receiver out, take all these gubbins out to swap over. Well, not to swap over, but to get this out. That goes to this AFC.
Well, I'll ask you the question then.
Because I wanted to make sure that you're taking the right one out.
Yeah, well,
So it's the top one.
see, that looks weirdly set up. Because they're in the middle of yours.
Yeah.
How weird.
How weird.
Right, okay, so ultimately that'll end up going back in with that stuck back on. We don't need this aerial anymore. Oh yes you do, because that's the receiver area.
Yeah, so it goes under.
So while I've got this out, do I put the Dumbo in?
Are you going to use that on it?
That was my plan.
Right, so we've got them all out. But the next thing is...
Glasses on.
Glasses on.
So that's the receiver and the servo. The servo you can see just there, and the receiver, currently loose, is just there. That will end up going back in.
Yes. So the motor mount's off.
Got the motor mount off, and thankfully don't have to worry about taking off that old pinion gear. Well, I'm going to be using a different pinion gear on the new motor. So I think I'm going to use the one with the heatsink, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, thankfully they fit. Oh.
Oh yeah, that's a fucking good point. I mean, that's a good point.
So here's the motor mount, here's the new motor. I'm actually not going to use the motor that came with this kit, with the ESC kit, simply because even though that's got slightly higher kV, it's got very much higher kV, I don't have a heatsink for this one, and this one comes with a built-in heatsink. So I'm going to try it on this motor, and then I'm just rambling for a second, I'll come back to you. Because I can always swap it out, and I like the idea that this has got a built-in heatsink. Now, what I've noticed, thankfully, is this does fit back on there nicely. What I just need to make sure we get right is where we're going to position these cables when this goes back in here. I think that's good enough.
Is yours on a slight angle?
No.
Oh, yours goes straight?
Yeah, I think that'll go in there straight. If this screws in here, which I think it will.
Oh, that's interesting. Mine doesn't screw straight on.
Oh, it's going straight in. Look at that, bang on. That's very fortunate. And I can see the next hole. If I can slot that one back in there now, I think, if I'm lucky, it's gone in. Oh, I'm feeling a bit blessed.
So mine don't.
However, I have screwed up here because I think I kind of need to put the pinion gear on first.
Yeah, you do. The motor's out, the motor mount is out. That went in like so. In there, and there's this that went on here, like so. So we just got to swap things over across. Right, so the next step is to try and bloody see where to get the grub screw in, which, as anybody will know, is a pain in the bum. So I'm not going to thread lock it yet. I'm just going to make sure that it's on in a sufficient position. What's up, Nate? There we go. Right, where's the motor? Wrong way. Doing it down there.
Right, okay, that's in. Right, now I've put a 20 tooth pinion on there. What I've been measuring is, can you see where the spur gear is in there? This is going to be very close to the edge of that, and I think I need to even go a little bit further out. The problem with our pinions is they are a little bit shorter than the OG. So I need to just unscrew that. Yo! Me and Karl, no clue at all. Ripping wires gonna make it crawl. Smoking sparks ain't looking back. Hot glue dreams and a talk attack. We're breaking stuff but we don't care. RC freaks with spiky hair.
Right, so my pinion gear, you probably won't see that. I don't know if it'll focus. It's the actual teeth are a different shape to what's on the other brushed one, so I've got the wrong pitch. But Karl's come to the rescue, and hopefully this will now fit in and work okay. What am I doing? Putting that on first. That That was the world's longest screw for a remote control car, I think. Don't you agree, Carlos?
I do agree.
So, the motor's in.
Ambient effect.
Question is whether it works. So, I've connected everything up, but before I put everything away in where it needs to be, I'm going to plug in and see what happens. They're going backwards.
Let's watch Tom and his little clip on this.
If the motor's turning the wrong way, so if the wheels are going backwards when you want to go forwards, all you do is you switch one of these leads. It's as simple as that.
Right, so switch those over. There we go. Right way. Right, so we're nearly there. I've screwed the casing for the servo, etc. back in. Just need to sort out the wiring. Right, there she is, all put together again. Now we've got to test it. I've got a feeling that mine is going to go slow. I don't know why, but I just feel that it's going to go slower or about the same speed with the brushed. I've got a feeling that pinion gear might be too low.
What? Because you put the 16 on, didn't you?
Yeah.
And I got the 20.
You got the 20. But that'll be a good test. If yours bezzes... Oh, shit. Battery's fucking... This is going to go slow, and yours is going to go faster with the pinions.
It may do. How many screws have we got left over? I've still got a pebble to put back in.
Have you?
Yeah, I've still got a pebble to put back in. Leftovers from a previous outing.
So in mine, I've got a, was it a 16?
16 tooth pinion.
16 tooth pinion.
Mine's a 20.
Karl's is a 20. But my motor is a 3600 and yours is not.
Yeah, not. Yeah, this was the 3300.
3300.
Yeah.
Right. We know nothing about pinions, teeth. Well, I know about teeth because I lost two. Gearing, not gearing.
Yeah, gearing.
Gearing, yeah, gearing. So we don't know whether it's going to work or not, but we're going to go and give it a bez and find out right now. Right, so we took them both out for a spin. I think my pinion gear has come off the motor. I'm pretty sure it has because it was driving along and then suddenly it cut out and stopped and the wheels wouldn't turn. I don't know if you can see that. The pinion gear has slid down the shaft.
That's what she said.
The bore.
The bore shaft. So that needs sorting. And yes, as I said, I did thread lock it, but maybe I haven't done it tight enough. I
Or
don't
maybe
know.
just hasn't had long enough to set.
Set, yeah. So that's all back together, but what I'm going to do is give the thread locker more time to cure because I think that was an issue there. What are you doing with yours, Carlton?
I've put the ESC in for the MGX Hypergo, which is 3S capable. But unfortunately, the motor mount cables don't reach, and they don't. I've tried moving it along; they don't fit directly in. I have got some extension cables at home, so I'm going to finish this job off at home.
Even though trying to figure out the various gubbins has been a bit challenging. But I'm quite pleased with mine. All I need to get, I'm definitely going to get either a heatsink or a fan for it. Just so we've got a bit of cooling there.
Yeah, I quite like that about this motor, the fact that it's got a built-in heatsink.
Built-in heatsink, yeah. I wonder if thermal pads underneath and then the heatsink on top, like you do with a computer, would work.
Thermal pads, are those ones you wear in winter?
Panty pads. Right, well that's all for now. Say goodbye, Karl.
Bye bye, Ainsley.
Hey! See you later, guys. I will just point out that this has been the workstation.
Looks a bit like a bad day in Ukraine.
And poor little Neat has just been sat there, laid there, should I say. She's alright though, the fact that she's with us, with her dad and Uncle Karl.
Looking bespectacled.
Looking bespectacled.